What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome back to our Middlesbrough career mode here on FIFA 21, of course, of the manager of the mighty Boro. And today we are back for 3 more games in the Premier League as you find us in a very difficult situation. We are winless in the last 7, I think it is, and we are just drifting towards the drop zone a little bit. And we've got a couple of tough games coming up: Wolves, Liverpool, and then we play West Brom. We've only just played actually a couple of games back, and they played extremely well against us. So yeah, we're struggling at the minute. We're struggling to score goals, which is a problem we've not had before, really. And we're just, I don't know if we're settling into where we should be after maybe overachieving at the start of the season. You could argue maybe we did just start the season a lot better than we maybe expected to or should have. And this is more like a bit of a reality check for us. But we're 13th currently, and 5 points off the bottom 3, which, doesn't sound like much and could easily be closed if results do not change. Only won 4 games this season, which is a bit of a worrying stat. But at the same time, a win could take us up into the top half. So, either way, we're sort of stuck in the middle of a strange scenario at the moment. Off the pitch, of course, if you didn't know in the last episode, we accepted a transfer offer for Chuba Akpom. He's currently negotiating with Villarreal. Following, we accepted a bid for 18.5 million. So hopefully, before the first game of this episode, actually, we might get news on if that's gone through or not. And if it does, we are going to look at replacing him. And I've started the scouting process now. Of course, it takes 18 or so days for a scout report to be completed, and that will pretty much take us to the end of this month. So we should have options heading into January to make, hopefully, a move as soon as we can. A little inkling into who we're scouting, and of course, if you do have any ideas of strikers yourselves, please leave them in the comment section below, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. But what we're looking at is we are looking for a first-team quality centre forward who is prolific. Want to keep the checklist vague to a point, so we get quite a few people to choose from. I've got Bobby Nichols looking in the UK, Rob Cowie looking in Spain, whereas Charlie Harvey is currently scouting 7 strikers I have suggested to him. A couple are a little bit ambitious, but a couple of them come from abroad, so their wages might not be too bad in terms of, us competing as a Premier League club. So Timothy Weah I've got from Lyon, young player showing lots of potential. Patrick Catron from Wolves, Eddie Nketiah from Arsenal, Josh Maja from Bordeaux, Odison Edouard, who's currently playing for Real Sociedad. He's got quite a hefty release clause, so I'm not too sure about that. And Aki Williams will be too expensive, but I thought I'd just see how much he is anyway, because I've always liked him as a player. And Divock Origi, possibly as a loan deal, I would say. As I'm assuming he probably isn't getting played at Liverpool, so we could maybe convert that into a loan if we have to get him in. But again, plenty of strikers around, so if there's any that you can think of, let me know in the comment section below. As for today's episode, let's see what happens off the field with the outgoings of Akpom and hopefully some incomings come January. But I'm now going to fast forward to the Wolves game. So we are on the eve of the Wolves game. And no news on Akpom yet. We've got a blank result from England. There's no first team prolific quality strikers in England. Are you kidding me? That can't be right. Well, let's make that even broader. We'll just ask for first. There must be some first-team quality strikers in UK. Come on. And that we're at risk of losing 7 players, which we will deal with at a later date. Grant Hall wants to play. I'll just say I think about it. He's not been particularly impressive recently, so I don't really see why we should push to play him. But nothing on Akpom yet. Our match against City, though, has been rescheduled for a day early, which is a little bit annoying, actually. It's been moved because the FA Cup's been drew, and we are at home to Oxford United. So the game, which we would have had on the Thursday, is now being put in the middle of the week, which makes sense, actually. It's just a lot of games when we really don't need them. But we are on the eve of the Wolves game. They're 4th. I didn't realise they were so high up in the table. They are having a cracking season. My goodness. So this game suddenly looks a lot more difficult than it was. Wolves playing very well indeed. We've only got the matter of 4th, then 3rd in the Premier League. Oh dear. Let's pick the team for the Wolves game. So nothing but our strongest team, really. The only place we really shuffle is on the wings and maybe in the central attacking midfielder position. But it's pretty much our strongest team, strongest back 5. McNair and Saville stay in the middle. Roberts, Hudson-Odoi, Murphy comes in for Balassi. Ings is up front. We've brought in young Sam Follerin on the bench as obviously Chuba he's out. Hopefully he's out anyway. He's so unhappy. We could do with getting rid of him at this point. So yeah, why not just bring a youngster onto the bench? Maybe we can bring him on if there is the opportunity to do so. Fletcher, of course, is now back up to Danny Ings. But yeah, here we go then. We're playing the Portuguese wannabes. They're even got an away kit in honour of the Portuguese national team, which says it all, really. Adama is on the right-hand side. Oh, no, he's not fully fit. Good luck to Hayden Coulson today. But they are a team who are playing very well in 4th. We need a result. Possession-based football here from Wolves as the initial shot was blocked. Oh, well held up by... Well, Ings, and that's got to be a foul, surely, on George Saville. It's not, and Wolves will come again as Gibson gets a good foot in there, and, well, maybe there's an opportunity for a counter-attack here as McNair plays in Hudson-Odoi, and Hudson-Odoi's got the pace to run straight into the area, and Hudson-Odoi gives us a priceless lead after only 6 minutes. Goals have been hard to come by, especially at the Riverside. But we've got one early here.
It's all about the pace in transition. They were so quick to get out from the back, and then the brute force and guile.
And that's why having pace on the wings like Hudson-Odoi is vital. Can get into the box and get into a position where he can shoot, not cross. And that time he finished.
A lot more has to be done to secure this game.
Hudson-Odoi's 3rd goal for us this season gives us a huge lead against Wolves.
A wake-up call for Wolves, perhaps. Can they find a response? Rafa Mir.
Here he is.
Possession, Adama.
Here's Adama Traore. We know all about seeing him run up and down that right-hand side at the Riverside. One of the best players I've ever seen at the Riverside. I've never known a player get an entire stadium up on their feet like Adama Traore did. As Wolves win their first corner of the game. I remember the first game I saw him play. I think he come on when we were away to Tottenham. And he picked the ball up just outside of our box and blitzed through about 8 Tottenham players. And I felt like I was suddenly in a game of FIFA on the beginner difficulty. It was ridiculous.
Ideal for the goalkeeper, for any keeper.
What I do, I have him back. Anyway, a header there from Wolves. Could have posed a bit of a problem, but luckily Bettinelli caught it and kept it out of harm's way. And here's Jacob Murphy. And if we can utilise the counter-attack, we could actually be in and have a couple of opportunities. Here's Roberts, who puts us 2 up, just like that. Where's this come from? We've picked another hole in the Wolves' defence. And Roberts doubles our lead.
Well, here it is again.
Murphy cut inside. I mean, look at the hole in the middle of the defence.
And how strong was he here? Incredible to hold off the defenders and get his shot away. Lovely goal.
Nobody there. And, well,
enjoy the good days as a coach. It can be a roller coaster ride, I can tell you that.
well, we're certainly going to enjoy this because we've had a tough couple of games. But this feels like the Boro of old. Free scoring.
It's going their way.
2-0 after 20 minutes. you do not want.
Applying vigorous pressure.
Shooting freely on the edge of the area. Here's Traore. Oh, and a good save from Bettinelli.
Full stop.
We tried to pass the ball out there. Adama with the shot. Look at the size of him. Absolute tank of a man. And that was with his weaker foot, and that was going in. I will make it my goal to get him back in a Boro shirt at some point in this career mode. I don't care how long it takes before we can afford him.
And he's
Corner.
fired over the corner.
Headed clear by
As a
Spence.
defender, that will sit you down to the ground.
Well, one and once again in midfield as Wolves just haven't got going in this game. Jacob Murphy finds himself in space. And you'd like to think he'd do a little bit better than that. That was a big chance, but that just rose and rose and rose.
Fry. Spence. Now the stories have been there for all to read on the internet and in the newspapers.
Spence.
And if true, Everton
Danny
and
Ings.
Beardsley are about to get their man.
Well, time
Just
will tell,
about keeps
Derek.
the ball.
Surprised it's not happened already, to be fair. The great
1-2
line-
between him and Saville.
I'm not-
Ings finds himself still with the ball in the box.
Saves, but
And
you'd
forces a
expect
save
it to
from
stop
Rui
it.
Patricio.
The referee has given them a corner.
Got a bit lucky there as it came back to us and the angle was tight.
Well, just to point you in the right direction, we have more live action from the Premier League coming
Here's
up
Traore.
on PATV.
Once
It's
again.
Middlesbrough taking on Liverpool.
Yeah, game after game, the season is relentless, but players just love to...
Good ball into Jacob Murphy here, who could be in for our third. Ah,
Goalkeeper
good save.
covered a lot of ground to push that away from danger.
Good save from Patricio there. As we counter-attack from one wing to the other again. Don't know if it's the way that Wolves are set up or what, but it suited us today. Really suited us.
Oscar Boer Rasmussen. And a timely
Good defending
intervention.
once again. Grant Hall, who's come on for the two centre-backs who we're going to rest
McNair.
for the Liverpool game. He's done very well since coming on.
Move from Boro.
And here comes Hudson-Odoi, and we could finish it here.
Ability.
Jacob Murphy's free at the back post.
The keeper acquitted himself
But
well.
his header
It's a good ball in,
is
wasn't
straight
it?
at the
Keeper did
goalkeeper.
everything right.
That would have made absolutely sure.
Ruben Neves.
There they are looking for Adama again.
It is to be a throw-in.
And Ruben Neves overhitting that one as we are edging towards our first win in 7 games.
Now Saville.
This could be the most much needed
Anthony
win
Dijksteel.
of the whole season so far. Just takes the pressure off the big tough games we've got coming up.
Defending to prevent the chance.
Not under as much pressure to get a result at Liverpool or at West Brom. And we can just continue to wind the clock down with a corner. Saville not in a rush to take it, obviously. Although a third goal would be nice. Saville.
The corner played into the box.
McNair is there.
And well on
And
target at the end.
that
Good
one
pressure from
nowhere
the
near.
defender to put him off.
Hall
1
winning
minute remaining.
another aerial duel once again. Murphy.
Now Saville.
Saville keeps the ball. Good play from Roberts.
Is it going to be?
Spots Fletcher, and Fletcher taps it in at the back post. And that seals a very, very important winning performance.
Well, here we see it again, Derek. He's just unaware there's people around him.
Little bit of a sweaty goal, really,
Then
but
catch up, and they can't recover. Terrible goal.
still had to play the ball across to Fletcher, who was in the right place at the right time.
No wonder he's delighted. They've been bossing this game up to now.
And we have successfully and comfortably beaten one of the currently best teams in the Premier League.
And as they restart the game, it's
3-0.
the gulf in quality between the two sides has been huge.
We've got a clean sheet, which we've needed. We've scored a good couple of goals as well. That is a huge win.
Will be leaving the stadium with smiles on their faces, Lee.
Well, being potent up front gives you a great chance in any game, and they were certainly that today. Sharp, clinical, and exciting to watch for sure.
Well, his performance in this particular game will have impressed many people, Lee.
Well, that was a really, really good performance from the lad, and a goal to boot. Really delighted with that goal, I'm sure he is.
So that win reminded me of the old Boro, who can beat anybody on their day. Grant Hall was happy that he got an opportunity to play. And you know what? I'm going to praise him. Suddenly, he's put himself back into my options with that good substitute performance. That win over Wolves. And that's what I mean. How one win can suddenly make things look so much better. Puts us back up into 10th. 22 points. And now suddenly, the gap between us and the drop looks a little bit better. However, it doesn't get any easier. We've had a lot of difficult away trips recently. And we've done well in most of them. But they don't get much tougher than Anfield. So let's head to the next game away to Liverpool. So a bit of news ahead of the Liverpool game. Chuba Akpom's has, well, it says he's been sold. The offer's been withdrawn. That's from Athletic Bilbao. Of course, he was already in negotiations. Once again, our scouts come up blank with the first team quality. That's really strange, although Bobby Nicholas has come back with a number of forwards who I will take a look at. In fact, they might be from before. I think they are, actually. So, yeah. Scouts aren't really finding us anything. And we're going to need something now that it's been confirmed that Chuba Akpom has left for Villarreal. He will leave as soon as the window opens in just over a week's time. And from the 18.5 million, we get 14.5 of it, which, makes me feel a little bit better. Gibson has been in the office saying he sounds like a broken record, but the lads have been watching and waiting. It still seems like nothing's been done to improve the situation. A frustrated dressing room? I have no idea what he's going on about. I'll just say that we're doing something. I don't know what they're moaning about, but there we go. And I'm guessing that will be added to our transfer budget at some point, because it still says 4 million. Which is a bit weird. Maybe we won't get the money until January. But apparently, that money should be going into our transfer budget. There it is. Interesting. Well, I hope that does go into our transfer budget soon enough, because we need that to replace him at 14.8 million. But anyway, difficult game. We've just beaten the team who were fourth. But if we can get anything away to Liverpool, a point would certainly be a very good result. So, because of the amazing result we got at home to Wolves, we'd be stupid to change a winning team. And because we thought quickly and benched Gibson and Fry in the second half against Wolves, they're now fully fit for this game, which is the most important thing. As is everybody else, to be fair. So it's the same team lining up as in the last game. Danny Ings in particular, playing his former club. But as you can see, the front three of Liverpool are ready and waiting. Thomas Partey plays for Liverpool, not Arsenal in this career mode. And they've pretty much got their entire back five, including Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Robertson and Alisson. And they seem to have fixed that other central defensive position with a player I've not heard of, but it looks like a very strong team, and this is going to be a very difficult game.
Scoring charts. Will he add more today on EA TV? Anfield, one of the most storied venues anywhere in the football world. I'm Derek Ray here in the commentary position, and joining me will be Lee Dixon. And we've got Premier League action coming right up. It is Liverpool, and they face Middlesbrough.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one, Derek. Excite me. Come on, let's see some entertainment.
No surprise that the focus should be on Sadio Mane. What kind of performance can we expect from him in this game, Lee?
Well, virtually everything. Quick feet, quick mind, sees the pass before anybody else. So difficult to stop a player like that.
Number 11, Mohamed Salah. And number 10.
And this is how Liverpool start the game. Alisson begins in goal. Andrew Robertson starts with Trent Alexander-Arnold in the fullback positions. Mohamed Salah plays with Sadio Mane out wide. And they line up with just the one striker looking to do a bit of damage.
We even got Lacazette on the bench. Wow. Origi on the bench, of course. Someone we might loan if we're lucky. Although I hardly doubt it.
The starting 11 for Middlesbrough.
Last time we come to Anfield, we were battered 4-0 in the Premier League. What an atmosphere. A ground I'd love to go to in real life. What an atmosphere. Let's see if we can pull off a shock here at Liverpool.
Beautiful pass.
Here is Mane early on. Top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Andrew Robertson.
They've got the top goal scorer. They've got three of the best four defenders in the world, without a doubt. There's Fabinho with an early shot. So, corner early on here for Liverpool. Playing his shot to Salah. Here is Mane in the danger area against Coulson. Back pass to Firmino. And Gibson just gets it clear. So we've been put under extreme pressure already. Well, there's no Boro players across to defend the throw-in. As Fabinho is tackled, but they'll come again, Liverpool, as we've not been able to get out of our own half. Good tackle in the end, as we try and set Hudson-Odoi off. Only to give the ball straight back.
Roberto Firmino.
Here is Andy Robertson.
Here's Firmino.
Firmino. This is going to be backs to the wall sort of stuff. And oh, the referee, I think he's given them a penalty. Well, the last thing we want is to gift Liverpool a lead, and there was contact. McNair didn't bring Firmino down, but it's enough for the referee to give them a penalty. So Liverpool with an early opportunity. Saved by Bettinelli. What a save. And then he helps it out for a corner. Big save by our keeper there. And we continue to survive. Although we're still camped in our own defensive third. Going to play it
Well, opting for the short
early
corner.
to Salah again.
Chamberlain.
As well,
Cross
sure,
fired
Murphy
away.
was fouled there
Couldn't take advantage of the
as he tried to
opportunity.
get the tackle in. We cannot clear our lines, and Firmino with the shot
Fired, but that one a long way off
is
target.
wide.
Yeah, but it goes in the top corner and your hero is worth an effort.
Yeah, good effort. Always going away from goal though, but Liverpool should be 1-0 up at least.
Well, let's see
Coulson.
about the cross. He's
Cross comes in and, well,
to it.
Alisson
Referee has given a corner.
can only punch it behind for a corner.
Well, what about that opportunity a few minutes ago? We can
Surprised
see
he
the
didn't
game
catch
now.
that. So already we've seen Alisson slice a clearance and punch a nervy one away. So maybe the Liverpool keeper's not feeling too comfortable out there.
And firing
Saville
it into the area.
looks for Gibson.
Well, they couldn't take advantage of the chance.
Almost found him as well.
Saville.
Saville.
Here's Patrick Roberts.
Here's Roberts, who's hounded by Fabinho. He's done really well. Good ball through. George Saville's in.
Missed time to run, sadly.
And he
That's
must have just
offside.
been offside. Alisson made the save. And yeah, good line from Liverpool.
Don't forget, we have more live action from the Premier League coming up here on EA TV. It's Liverpool facing Norwich City.
Yeah, game after game, the season is relentless, but players just love to play. Give them a game any day of the week. That should be a belter.
Coulson. Here's
Murphy.
Murphy. We are getting joy here against Liverpool. And here's Patrick Roberts. Oh, what a chance.
Lost his lines, Lee.
Well, he just put his
A
head down
huge
there.
opportunity.
He's got to do better than that.
Oh, and Roberts has to score. We're not going to get many like that in this game. Surprised how easy it was to get in behind the Liverpool back four. But Roberts has to be scoring. Let's hope we don't regret that later on.
Thomas. And that's an important intervention.
Firmino nods it on to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Good ball in the middle. Looking for Firmino again as Spencer's been brought down.
Getting in the way.
Nothing given.
Very clear who got the last touch.
I keep saying Fabinho. Firmino hits the post.
So important. Listen to that noise, Derek. Listen, it's awesome.
Spence had to be careful there as he lost the ball in the worst possible area. Luckily, Firmino couldn't finish.
Well, Liverpool's name of the game is keeping possession, but they need to turn that possession into creating more
Thomas
chances.
Partey.
The forwards
Oh,
have
he's
been
done
great
Saville.
today, they really have.
Absolutely done
Midfield
George
as
Saville.
well. The fans are
But
expecting
not
a lot
Gibson.
more from this team.
And suddenly,
Counter-attacking very much an
well,
option.
suddenly there's a counter-attack on for us here as Saville finds Jacob Murphy.
Difficult to stop him. Laid in
And he
the
looks for
centre.
former Liverpool man Danny
Goal
Ings.
with the volley.
Well, to catch
Whose
it like
volley
that, you've got to have
is
really
just
good
wide.
technique and oh so close.
Counter-attacking football catching Liverpool. But Ings will be disappointed with that. It's not like we've been dominated to the point where we've not had a chance in this game. We've had two pretty good ones. But we haven't took either of them.
Premier League action on EA TV. It's Middlesbrough facing
Thiago,
West Bromwich
who
Albion.
they've brought
Yeah,
on
really looking forward to
early
it.
in the
It's
second
always a
half,
great
which,
atmosphere
well,
in that
at half time,
stadium.
which
Should
I
be
think
a
says a
really
lot
entertaining match.
about Liverpool's current frustration, although Alexander-Arnold found his way into the area,
Was a wonderful chance.
unchallenged.
The goalkeeper comes through.
But
Well, he's done
Bettinelli
really well with his
made
angles
another
there. Good
really big
reaction
save. It's been one of his better performances. Luckily it was Alexander-Arnold's.
Spence.
Here's Spence. Roberts. Still feel like this Liverpool defence can be breached. Just it's going to take the correct ball to do it.
Now Saville. It's
Saville.
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi. Spence. Saville. Goal. George Saville. has put us in the lead
Well, finally the deadlock is
at
over.
Anfield.
Not long to go now. How will that affect the opposition?
And we could be in for an unbelievable
Well, here's the
result.
replay, and it all starts with the
He laid it
delivery
off,
into the
continued
box.
his run.
For someone to get on the end of
What a
it.
ball from
That's a good
Spence.
header. Eye on the ball,
And
concentration.
George
It's a
Saville
lovely finish.
nods it back across Alisson, right in front of the Boro fans. And despite being dominated, we've took a chance and we've got a valuable, priceless lead here at Anfield. And if we can hold on to this, it would be the result of the season.
A dramatic moment near the end, and that might well be the decider. Mane.
Liverpool are going to throw absolutely everything at us in this last 15 minutes. And we need to try and hang on best we can. Thiago tackled again. And Spence wins us a goal kick.
Struggling with possession, really, but they won't mind. They're winning
I
this
never
game.
ever do
And
this.
why? Because their counter-attack
I never
is
change the team
fantastic.
to be this defensive. But we are going to be bringing on a third holding midfielder, which is something I never do.
They've decided that now
But
is
these
the
3
time
points
to go
are
to the
so
bench.
valuable. Morsey is going to come on for Roberts and join McNair and Saville and sit in front of the back four. Hopefully give us a little bit more protection.
Fry.
With a little bit more pace on the wings as well.
Wanting to play catch up
Still
in
giving
this
us
second half.
the chance of a counter-attack.
Priorities to be.
And here is one. Alexander-Arnold slipped and Yannick Bolasie could make it two.
With authority.
Oh,
Close.
inches from sealing a famous win.
Well, the manager can't hide his
How
disappointment
close
at
was
not
that?
extending the lead there. It's still on a knife edge.
He's just come on and he could have made an instant impact. I don't know how many teams have won at Anfield in this career mode, but I know in real life their 3-year unbeaten run has only just been breached by Burnley of all teams.
Here.
So I don't know how long it's been
10 minutes left for play
in this
the
career
first.
mode since Liverpool last lost a game at home, but
So a personnel change there.
not many teams can do it. They've brought on another defender. Maybe that's for set pieces.
Well, the Liverpool fans feel they're giving their players everything from the stands.
Here's
To be
Salah,
fair to the players, they're responding.
Lacazette. Good ball back into Salah, but Coulson vitally on the cover there.
Liverpool throw in here.
Tracked his man. Didn't fall asleep. Kept his focus. And kept us in front there. And McNair with a vital touch. He's unlucky.
Possibilities inside the box.
But the cross is nowhere as we mop that up again, although it's gone
There might
straight
very
back to
well be
Liverpool.
late excitement. 5 minutes left, and the margin just 1.
Salah tries to play in Mane.
A cul-de-sac in terms of the attack.
And there is Bettinelli again. In fact, it was Lacazette that he almost found there.
Ashley Fletcher.
Fletcher. Reverse ball into Sam Morsey, who
It did appear that they might
almost
be onto something, but
found
not
himself in on goal, which would be surprised considering he's our holding midfielder.
so. Well, can they turn one of these attacks into a
Lacazette.
goal? Alexander-Arnold.
Alexander-Arnold now as Coulson comes to meet him. Coulson's been absolutely incredible in this game, but he's been beaten there.
Got to stop him.
Partey's in. Fake shots past the defender, but cannot get past Dale Fry
Pressure exerted. Can he remain calm?
as Morsey wins us a throw-in. And we are minutes away from a huge, huge win. There's no one who we can give the ball here to throw.
Sam Morsey.
Morsey just plays it back to Bettinelli.
Bettinelli here.
Fletcher
Now Saville.
keeps hold of it. Saville just hoofs it forward to get rid. And that Could be that as we are now into the 94th minute. Liverpool might have one last chance. And that is it! An absolutely monumental win away from home. We've gone to Anfield. We've defended for our lives. And we've nicked the biggest 3 points of the season. We've beaten Liverpool away from home by 1-0. Get in!
He never disappoints me when I watch him. He's just too good, simple.
Well, how two results can change everything. Two of the most unlikely wins. Bettinelli's happy with the game time he's been getting, and he's had two incredible clean sheets. I'm worried that we've still not got this transfer budget that's been promised from the sale of the selling of Akpom. That's a little bit of a worry that that's not come through yet. Weird. But anyway, the difference to results can make two of the most unlikely wins that I think we'd ever thought we'd get against Wolves and Liverpool. Unbelievable. And suddenly everything looks a little bit better as we're back in the top half with a bit of breathing room. And now we go away to West Brom with no pressure on us at all. They are clinging on as the battle to stay out the relegation zone is unbelievably tight. But that result takes all the pressure off us as we head to West Brom. Could we make it 3 wins in a row for the first time in the Premier League? So heading into the last game of the episode away to West Brom here on Boxing Day. Had to change the team up a little bit. Obviously there's games every 3 days at the moment, so players are just not being able to stay fit. And the two centre-backs put everything into that win over Liverpool. So Gibson is not fit, and neither is Dale Fry, as you can see. So the usual Howson and Hall come in to cover. Dijksteel comes in for Spence, who isn't fit either. Coulson, who seems to always just be 100% fit. His stamina is incredible, will remain. At left-back, Saville also is fit enough to keep his place. Morsey will come in for McNair. Roberts is still fit to start as our number 10. Murphy comes in on the left with Hudson-Odoi staying on the right, with Ashley Fletcher being given a start over Danny Ings, who we've decided to sit on the bench.
Well, yeah, I think that midfield four will play quite narrow and allow the space down the sides for the wing backs.
Slightly different West Bromish team from the last time we played.
Support the striker too, as otherwise he's going to be pretty isolated up there.
Last time we played them, we were really struggling, and we scraped a 0-0 draw at home to them. So we shouldn't take them for granted at all, but we are a completely different team as to what we were. But we can't beat Wolves and Liverpool and then lose to West Brom. It would feel like them two big wins were for nothing. So let's still get something from this game. Another win would be incredible. Dijksteel jumps the challenge really well, puts a ball in. It was a dangerous ball as well. Coulson does really well to win that back. Here's Roberts looking for some space on the area. Finds half a yard. And then fires over the bar. Should be getting that on target. Wasn't far away.
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi. Dijksteel again offering him on the overlap. No one in the box for him to aim for though.
It's Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now Saville.
Saville. Good turn from Saville. He's got space and Saville scores again.
1-0, and what a fast
The keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. And George Saville has done it again. His shot was too hot to handle.
Well, this is worth another look, Derek.
I mean,
Lovely
great
move
turn.
from Guile to easily evade the defender.
And, well, the keeper will be disappointed.
Really impressive. It's a
that slipped past his left hand and crept in to the corner. But George Saville, who's absolutely on fire at the moment, gives us the lead. His only 2 Premier League goals have come in the last 2 games. And they've been both huge goals. It's 1-0. Nice back heel there. Catching out Robert Morton now. Trying to turn Grant Hall. Good ball inside to Grzycki. And Grzycki's equalised. There's our wake-up call right there. Just like that, West Brom are level. And what a good goal it was. Good turn, good ball. Nice finish. Well, that's burst our bubble, well and truly. It was all looking good. And then suddenly West Brom hit back straight away. Fair play. It's 1 each.
Well, the earlier goal cancelled out. 1 apiece. Chance to cross.
Oh, he's beaten Dyke-Steele again. Good cross as well.
And he's clear as lines.
Well defended at the back post by Coulson, who's continued to be impressive. And Saville spots the run of Murphy, who's tortured Furlong in this first half. Cuts in on his right foot. Murphy has the shot as well. And forces the save out of the goalkeeper. Positive play, cutting in on his right. And that was heading into the corner. Sam Johnson had to save it. So Murphy with a corner, can he help us regain the lead before half-time?
Well, nothing comes of it.
Corner headed away.
Murphy.
Back out to Murphy though. Try again. Oh, Roberts does actually get his head on that. Just assume whenever Roberts goes up for a header that he'll never get there because of his height, but he somehow got his header on that. It's a shame it was wide. Roberts
Fletcher.
took that down really well. Fletcher back to Roberts. Lovely play between the two. Oh, but Roberts can't finish it.
The opportunity, and they remain level.
Great football.
Great position, but he couldn't find the
Oh,
finish.
and Roberts was inches away. That would have been a great end to a great move.
Take the lead, and the manager's frustration is there for all to see.
And Zarracho burst into the area. Hall is equal to it. I'm going to say that might be the last action of the half, but the referee seems to be letting us have one more attack here as Roberts is charging. Past 1, past 2. And wins a free kick on the edge of the area. Might be a little bit too close to the goal to get it up and down. But Roberts' positive play has put us in a good opportunity, good position. West Brom will argue that we're well past the additional 4 minutes. But the referee's allowing us to have this free kick. George Saville will be on it. Just don't know how we're going to get this up and over the wall. Won't put much power on this. See if we can just dip it over. Wide. And that will be the final act of an eventful first half, which we have been the better team. We find ourselves going in level at 1 each.
Well, he stepped Rosicki.
Looking for that final pass, looking for the goal.
Here's Sriracha causing us problems again. Grzycki back to Sriracha, who's got room in the area. Doesn't pull the trigger as they look to recycle the ball.
Possibilities in the centre.
Good cross in.
Sufficient guile on the crossing front.
Maybe they should have pulled the trigger when they had the chance.
And news of a goal in the City game, Alan McInally.
It's a second goal
Here's
for Manchester
Dijksteel.
City. It's been scored by Giroud. A header from a corner.
Roberts.
Cannon back of a defender.
Good play on this right-hand side.
Just to fire home.
Hudson-Odoi.
And they convert.
Murphy! Oh!
But he couldn't avail
Just
himself of the
wide.
opportunity.
Well, just look at him. He thinks it's in. Just wide.
Great build-up play from one side to the other. Don't quite know how close Murphy was. But that was a great bit of play, and we came mighty close.
Grosicki.
Here's Grzycki for
And
West
players
Brom.
waiting in the centre.
Ooh, Hall's been beaten there. Good turn and a good goal!
It is.
And West Brom
And no wonder he
lead
got
with
it.
only 15 minutes to go. And it's that man, Sriracha. Good touch and a good turn.
Well, Derek, take another look at this now. There's nothing
Oh, we've
much
defended
really
so
the
well,
keeper
but
can
Hall
do.
committed there. Howson then committed
And he's not going to miss from
as he
there.
was turned.
Have another view of that
And
goal.
what a finish. That's a great finish. There's been nothing to split both teams. But West Brom have come from behind and lead. And we have to try and get back into this game.
Paddy McNair.
Tough, here's McNair as we look to salvage something from this game. We don't want to beat Wolves, beat Liverpool and then lose to West Brom.
How can they turn one of these attacks into a goal?
Roberts.
Tavernier. Crossing possibilities.
Here's Tavers. West Brom are remaining incredibly tight at the back though. Here's McNair. Beats one.
Can't
Has
get
a
the
shot.
ball through.
But it's blocked.
Well, the
West
crowd
Brom
reacted to the
continue to
effort the
stand
players are
tall.
putting in. They just need to keep their concentration and the game should be theirs.
Here's Grzycki.
Well, no stopping him.
West Brom looking to hold on to a precious 3 points.
Keeping the ball moving.
Good ball over the top. Howson comes across.
Towards their back
Oh, and
post.
Coulson had to be there.
And so it will be a corner.
Right place, right time again from Hayden Coulson. And it just makes you think if we hadn't have beat both Wolves and Liverpool and then we went and lost to West Brom, where would we be? So West Brom could finish the game off.
And firing it into the area.
Good corner. McNair throws himself at it.
Convincing defensively.
It's back out though. This is not where we want the ball to be. Gibbs.
Options in the middle. Darnell Furlong.
West Brom happy to keep the ball, and why not?
Mateus Pereira.
Pereira.
Gibbs now.
Well, we cannot get the ball off West Brom. They're just going to keep it, I think.
Gibbs.
I'd rather them chuck it in the box so we can
Pereira here.
head it clear or get some sort of touch on the ball. But
Livermore.
great game management as we just cannot
Furlong. Crossing
get anything on the ball. And it looks like they're just going to play keep ball until
Sequence.
the end of this game. And, well, they've won a corner.
Another goal from this corner would in all likelihood secure victory.
West Brom look like they're going to put a halt, a screeching halt to what has been a very good episode for us so far. Of course, the man who comes over to take the corner is the one who's furthest away from the ball. Kieran Gibbs strolls to the corner flag. And they're going to play it short.
Elects to go short.
Pereira, is he going to put it in the box? Tav needs to get the ball. Coulson does get a touch on it and we're away.
Close in possession.
Is the referee going to give us enough time? Tavernier. No, he
That
isn't.
will be all for this game.
we've just run out of time.
Visitors, Lee, what did you make of it?
And our good form has been brought to a screeching halt, as we've then went and lost 2-1 away to West Brom. That's a real shame.
Well, this man has given us plenty of reasons to dwell.
Well, massively disappointed, really. Even if we'd have got a point from that game, it felt like we'd have kept the momentum going. But it's that inconsistency which we can't keep sticking around. We need to gain some sort of form. But let's not beat around the bush. Let's not be disappointed. We've won 2 of the 3 games, and we've beat Wolves and Liverpool. So let's not be too negative. We're 10th, which is a lot better off than where we were at the end of the last episode. And we look rather comfortably in mid-table once again. It's just a shame that we followed up with an annoying defeat, really. And the tough games just keep on coming. Manchester City are up next in the next episode, followed by Oxford in the FA Cup, and then West Ham in the league. And by that point, we'll be well into January. And I'm hoping we'll receive this bloody transfer budget. Where is it? I'm going to assume that the deal won't go through until January the 1st, and then we'll get the money. Because Akpom technically is still on our books, so we can't, I guess, get the money for a player who hasn't technically gone yet. So that's what I'm assuming is the reason why. A couple of unhappy players I've noticed in the squad. Tav isn't feeling too happy at the moment. That's mostly down to his contract, though. Fletcher wants a bit more playing time. Fowler and Mali are all youngsters. Wings obviously injured, so there's nothing we can do about that. Little as well as a youngster. Morsey isn't too happy with either his performance or his contract, which we'll have to sort out. Dyke Steele Wood aren't particularly happy about their playing time either. So yeah, to be fair, a lot of the players who are unhappy are the ones that aren't being played. But nevertheless, I hope that the money for Akpom does come in. And hopefully we'll also have some scout reports to look at come the end of the next episode as well, maybe as soon as after the FA Cup game against Oxford. But that is it for today's episode, guys. If you've enjoyed it, as always, hit the like button, do subscribe to this channel for much more FIFA 21 content. Much better episode today, as we will host the league leaders next time out. See if we can get revenge on Manchester City. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.